Our next topic here, this is a bad segue, but there's no other way to do this.
Let's just get right into it.
Our next topic, we do have some good news, positive life stuff. We got Michael Waldron, who's going to be writing Avengers Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
This comes to us from Deadline. Following the success of Loki and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Michael Waldron looks to be in line for another high-profile Marvel property, as sources tell Deadline he is set to write Avengers Secret Wars for Marvel Studios. Deadline recently broke that Jeff Loveness was on board to write Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. Following the news, Destin Daniel Cretton would direct Kang Dynasty for Marvel Studios, and now both films have locked up their writers. Insiders add that Secret Wars will have its own director, though it's assumed all parties will be in touch while the films are in development. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige is producing, as always. I don't know why they needed to report that part.
Yeah,
by the way, Kevin Feige has something to do with this.
Yeah,
really?
Kind of a given.
I think this is interesting stuff that, it's true that we've never really nailed down who's going to be the director for Secret Wars. I've heard a lot of rumors about maybe Michael Coogler, and
Ryan Coogler.
Oh my God, Kevin! I should show myself out. Very bad. But no, I think Ryan Coogler is what I meant to say. I think we're waiting for Wakanda Forever to come out, and I'm sure once we see it, and hopefully it's going to be awesome. Like a week later, they're probably going to be like, by the way, Ryan Coogler is going to direct Secret Wars.
That could be, yeah, very, very much so.
All strategy. It's all part of the plan for Kevin Feige. He knows what he's doing, man. But Michael Waldron, we've talked about Multiverse of Madness.
Yep.
I know to me, it wasn't like this amazingly perfect godsend of a movie, but I enjoyed it. It was a fun movie and a fun time. And also, Michael Waldron didn't have too much time to work on the script for Multiverse of Madness. So now he's being given all the time in the world, and we know that he's a huge comic book nerd. I think he wrote a good enough script for Multiverse of Madness given the time that he had. So I'm pretty excited about this. He did write Loki, and Loki was a really great script for a TV series. I don't know if he's writing season 2, though. Do you, Raul?
I don't think he is, because now he's working on Secret Wars.
Right.
I'll have to double check that, but I think Secret Wars is kind of taking up his time a little bit.
Yeah, so he's got his work cut out for him. But are you excited about this, Raul? Like, what do you think about all this?
I think there's definitely a lot to look forward to. I know, like we said, we talked about Multiverse of Madness. I didn't love it, but, I liked it enough. And Loki I really enjoyed. I know a lot of people say they didn't really like Loki that much, or it's kind of mid-level. Meh. I actually did enjoy it. I do think this is promising. I like this news. Michael Waldron, he's used to dealing with multiverse stuff and, time travel and stuff. And of course, Avengers Secret Wars is not going to shy away from that. That's pretty much a lot of what's going on, a lot of multiverse shenanigans. So it is consistent with all the stuff they're trying to do right now with the multiverse. So we got, wait a minute. So Secret Wars, Michael Waldron's writing, and then we don't have a director yet, but a lot of people are speculating Ryan Coogler. So it's interesting.
Not Michael Coogler.
Not Michael Coogler.
Of course.
But, so he's not writing Kang Dynasty. That's Jeff Loveness. So I do think it's interesting that, Avengers Secret Wars and Avengers Kang Dynasty, different directors. Well, potentially. We might later on find out that Destin Daniel Cretton is, in fact, directing Secret Wars. But for now, that hasn't been announced. So it's potentially a different director. We've got 2 different writers. So I just find it interesting. This is the difference in the director and writer here in both of these films, and I'm wondering how connected are they going to be? I mean, it's really interesting that you have these 2 Avengers films so close together, but totally different writers and potentially totally different directors.
It's interesting because when we had Infinity and Endgame, they were both written by the same guys.
Right.
Like, everything was connected, and it showed because they had the same directors and the same writers. And I'm wondering if, like, most directors right now looked at Endgame and Infinity War and said, I have to stack up to that? Like, no, I think I'll just do one movie. I don't want to do both, because that's a lot of pressure to try to top those last 2 Avengers films.
That's true. That's
nuts. So how do we do this? We James Gunn it and we split up and search for clues, gang.
Right.
Little Harry Potter. No, it's not Harry Potter. Scooby-Doo. Gosh darn it, Kevin. That was bad. But no, so I think it's, to me, it's interesting that when I look at Michael Waldron and I look at the writer Jeff Loveness, like I look at these writers and I look at their work and I'm like, yeah, I mean their work was cool. It's all right. It's never been like Infinity War level writing to me, in my opinion. But the more and more I think about it, I look back at the writers of Infinity War and Endgame and the directors of those two movies, and they had the same types of IMDb credits as these guys did. So it's like, at the end of the day, you can't really just assume that they're going to be bad or good, because Kevin Feige has a plan. Something's in his mind, and he asked these guys for a reason. So there's got to be some kind of special story behind the scenes that we just don't know about. Like some hidden talent of writing and directing skills that these guys have. Not to say that Dustin Daniel Cretton is a bad director. He's a great director. Shang-Chi was awesome. But if they get Ryan Coogler in there too, Ryan Coogler has never made a bad movie. So,
Yeah, and we'll see. Everything coming out so far about Wakanda Forever is just, glowing reactions. So
we're totally going to watch it.
I'm totally looking forward to it. But yeah, this is interesting. Again, there's that multiverse connection with Loki and Multiverse of Madness. So they're definitely carrying that story on. Obviously, that's going to be a big part of it. Yeah. We'll see. I think this is great news. I mean, this is we'll just see how it goes. We'll see what happens, and hopefully we'll get an announcement pretty soon about the director.
Yeah, I think so. $10 says definitely is going to be Ryan Coogler. If he doesn't do it, I'd be surprised. You know.